you got to know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's a stage performance. Yes, we get all that, but it is a very physical stage performance. And if you put someone's head through a chair like that, you got to know. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Somebody could die.
Someone could die.
It's like a theatrical version of Cirque du Soleil.
Right, but you know what? It's getting to the point now where, see, back in the 1980s, or like when we were growing up, 80s, 90s, you know, we bought into it because we're kids, and it appealed to a different demographic, right? So, you know, the cheesiness, call it. You could have like Hogan, the Warrior, Macho Man, these elaborate cheesy guys. They can't work today.
Oh no way.
So they got to get real and real and real and more real. So
Right.
a lot of these moves, they're pushing the envelope a little more because they got to sell it, right?
Very true.
And now they're bleeding into other stuff.
What do you mean?
They know that the fans are smarter.
Yeah.
So now they gotta. You remember when John Cena and The Rock went at it for a couple of years?
Do I ever?
I think there was real stuff behind it, but I think they also promoted it outside of the WWE, so it's real.
Fair enough.
Right? They got to sell the fight, man.
No, they do have to sell the fight. But that's my whole point with WWE, even MMA, all that stuff. This all comes down to
It's promotion.
promotion, man.
Yes, I agree.
Like you could watch the crappiest fight of all time. You wouldn't notice because all you're thinking about is, man, that was really funny what The Rock said or what Cena said or whatever the case may be.
Speaking of movies, I'm watching over the. You know me, I'm a clip guy.
You're a clip guy.
I love clips.
Love the clips.
I do. So I'm watching Goodfellas clips. It's obviously on the feed.
Some of the best.
Some of the best of the best. Watching the scene when Billy Bats gets whacked.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Yeah,
you know we joke about it. Go get your shine
Yeah,
box.
of course.
We joke about it between us, but I'm watching it again.
Yeah.
First of all, De Niro to me, what an actor.
The best.
When he goes, "Hey, we're just here to have a drink," no, drinks are on the house.
Yeah.
No. They're
But did you notice
on
it's
the
not
house.
his place?
It's Henry's place.
It's Henry's place.
But no, they're
on the house.
on the house.
That's
Just want
the
you to
best.
know.
That's amazing.
So he busts his balls. Even De Niro's like, no, Billy, you went a little bit out of line.
Yeah.
You're out of line yourself. You recognized it.
Right.
We know the way the movie played out.
Uh-huh.
Joe Pesci, he's done at the end.
Right.
You can't whack a mate guy like that.
Yeah.
It's going to catch up to you.
Right.
But was he in the right? Like, if he goes back in time,
Right.
does he still got to take care of Billy Bats for making the shine box comment? I'm conflicted,
Well,
Mitch.
the
What's
Pesci
the call?
character had a little bit of a temper problem. Little bit of a temper
He had a
problem.
bad temperament.
He-
He's not fit for
I don't know if
president.
bad is the right word. He didn't have. If you talk about fuses, that good thing he wasn't a grenade or a stick of dynamite because his fuse was like literally.
But
not
he
even
did
an inch.
apologize to Henry. He's like, I didn't mean to get blood on the floor.
He's got compassion.
Yes,
Yes.
he's very conscious. He's very compassionate.
Right.
But did Billy Bats deserve to get whacked?
Well, you know what? At that time, back in the day, it was a big thing to get your balls, in a vice. Like it was a big thing to make fun of another guy there. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you make fun of somebody, it can turn into a fight, but not as much as I'm sure it did back in the day. In fact, you got clipped for it back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what that was? That was clip number 58. Or in a weird way, this is episode 58.
Are you telling me?
Yeah.
Because we're talking Goodfellas is one of the greatest.
The greatest.
If not, some would regard the greatest.
I would say
of its genre.
If I had to pick top three
Top
mafia
three-
movies of all time.
Okay, I want you to do top 3 your favorite
Yeah.
and top 3 what you think were critically acclaimed the best of all time.
Well, I'll just give you Godfather. Number 2 is at number 3 for me.
Ooh, okay.
Number 2 is Goodfellas. Number 1 is Casino. I don't know why.
For you
Love
personally.
the Casino. Yeah, that's mine personally.
I think, look, for me,
Yeah.
my favorite of all time is Casino. Again,
Yeah.
we share.
Wow.
It's
That's creepy.
We finally agree on something.
Wow.
I love it. Casino's amazing. But I think the greatest movie of all time, you got to go Godfather 1.
Yeah.
Then when you get to movies, you got to go Goodfellas. Then you go to Godfather 2.
Do you know who's like literally ripping their hair out right now because we're taking some of their action? The F word.
Do you think so?
Gerasimo right now is losing his mind.
We just stole his next
"How
week
dare you?"
episode.
If I find out that Gerasimo next week is starting to talk sports, then we got a fight on our hands.
Yeah. No.
You might as well go get your shine box, Gerasimo.
I don't know if you heard Real Locker Room Talk. I don't shine shoes anymore. You know, you've been away so long. Anyways, great films out there.
Great time. But you know when you load up on the films is exactly this weekend if we were down in the States. It's Thanksgiving weekend down in the US of A.
/ Black Friday.
Oh, boy.
Big deals.
You know what I don't
Better
understand?
deals than Donald Trump's deals. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That is a fact.
That's a very big fact. You're gonna see the clips like hell or high water. Come Instagram, come YouTube, all that stuff. You're gonna see full out brawls breaking out at the malls this coming Friday. Is it worth it? Is it worth fighting your fellow man to get that amazing discount on a TV? Would you fight somebody? Honestly, would you fight somebody?
Ooh, would I fight someone?
Like, let's say you grab a TV and some guy's like, hey, and he grabs it. You know you've got it first, okay? And then this guy comes in and he's trying to take it from you. Would you actually get into a full altercation over it?
Well, you got to get aggressive. If it leads to an altercation, you got to be ready.
Right.
You have to be ready. These are just it's like the movie The Purge. That's what they're doing to these people. I'm telling you, they're just testing them out in case there's like an apocalypse.
Right.
This is what Black Friday is all about. These are just drills.
Yeah.
People haven't caught on yet.
I see what you're saying.
This is a government drill. Okay, Black Friday. What happens if the Book of Eli comes?
Right.
Comes
right.
again. Another movie reference. You know what? G Money might be out.
He's
gonna talk NFL next week.
He's gonna do it.
You son of a bitch. You are, aren't you?
He is.
He is.
Now, speaking of government drills, you know what? I have a good buddy of mine, Johnny G. Okay, a good friend of the program, but good friend of ours.
Johnny G.
You know what he believes? He believes that the airports are making jokes on us. Like, you take off your belt, you take off your shoes. He wants to he believes that soon it'll be like, yeah, take off your pants. He wants to see how far will it go? How far will people go to the point where they're going to show that they're not carrying anything, on a plane?
It's just a big scam.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to need you to take off your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need you to take off your glasses. Like, it's going to be everything. It's going to be. He's convinced it's some sort of government conspiracy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that, but I can see where he's coming from.
Right.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, if you don't challenge, you don't know.
Listen, with all that being said, it's Thanksgiving down in the States, which means tons of football coming up in the next literally 5-6 days here. Starts tomorrow. NFL starts. It's that time of year now. It's that time of year where NFL is going to start having their Saturday games, but more importantly, they start tomorrow on a Thursday night.
Boom. Love it. 3
games. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. We're going to get into that. Yeah. But then you got your college football. You got it all. And more importantly than anything, it's Grey Cup. It's Grey Cup this weekend.
Unbelievable.
Jeff is pumped. I'm pumped.
Mecca.
You're pumped.
The Mecca of sports.
The Mecca.
You know what?
Sports.
Is the Grey Cup not the oldest trophy
in
all of sports?
We're going to get it. Don't wreck it. I got it in MAGA versus MALAKA this week. I got it because, we got to pump. We don't talk a lot of CFL. Let's call it what it is.
Well, neither does Canada, but
exactly.
whatever.
But we are here now to pump our fellow Canadians into why the CFL is better than the NFL at least one Sunday out of the year.
Love it.
You like that?
Stay till the end to find out.
Find out, exactly. So we're in banter right now. Let's talk a little bit about what happened in the last week.
We got to catch up.
Let's do it. Let's say. So quick little thing last week. So I listened to the podcast last week.
Okay.
I like to listen and see how we do and where we can fix it up a little bit.
We like to critique ourselves.
Exactly. Your rant on the Olympics, very good. I have to admit, I was laughing on the treadmill a few times because you had me going. But just to give you more props. Here I am Sunday night. I'm sitting on the couch, minding my business. All the NFL games are over. Turn it on. Family Guy's on. Haven't watched a Family Guy new episode in a long time.
Fair.
Well, I don't know if this one's come out before, and I've never seen it. Meg makes the Olympics. Meg is on the biathlon.
Really?
Yeah. So where I'm
for everyone,
on your side,
that's 2 sports.
That's 2 sports.
That means she's
a little cross country, what Jeff is huge into, and a little gun shooting.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. Now, this is the point I'm trying to make and why I'm bringing it up. Way to go, Calgary. We could have been on the Family Guy. Had you let it go through, we could have got some props on the Family Guy. One of the number one rated shows in the United States.
Maybe the greatest cartoon next to the Looney Tunes that's come out.
Exactly.
Way to go,
Way to go.
Good decision.
Way to go, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it, and all I could think about is Dimitri was right. Infrastructure is one thing, but we also could have been on Family Guy.
I think that might have been more important.
Oh, 100%.
Are you crazy? So we could have had Stewie made an appearance here?
100%.
Stewie could have made an appearance here.
Peter Griffin would have been doing something wacky here in Calgary. Well, there it drove me crazy.
It's just getting worse for me, Mitch. I wish you never even brought this up.
No, I needed to bring it up. I needed to say it. I know it does, but I needed to tell you that you are not crazy. Like, even Family Guy respects the Olympics.
Everyone respects the Olympics.
Except Calgary.
Way
to go, Calgary.
Good
By the
job.
way, it did bring up a lot of... I got into a few arguments this week because of it, just so you know.
But, tell them they're wrong.
Oh, I did. Don't worry. There was a couple of fights. Speaking of fights, it wasn't in the itinerary, but I'm going to bring it up. So I leave the podcast last week. I tell you I have a basketball game, right?
Usually you got the basketball game now every Wednesday.
Right in. Now, I don't know the other team. Like, I've never met any other players before.
So first time you're playing this team.
First team I've ever played them. And I'm looking over games. We're down by 10 points, 1 minute left. And a guy on our team decided that he didn't like the way the other guy was kind of jostling with him, arguing with him a little bit. In fact, the roster knows who it is.
Hold on.
It is my good friend, Tasso.
Oh!
Tasso.
Of the TNG Mob Squad?
Absolutely. So Tasso decides to come and help you. I needed an extra player.
So he's subbed 2 weeks in a row then?
Yeah, exactly. So Tasso comes down, having a good game, whatever. Somebody nudged Tasso the wrong way. I'm on Tasso's side there, okay? All of a sudden, we're running down the court, minute left, we're down by, we're not going to win this game.
Rumor has it
Sure.
that the guy cheap shotted him.
Is that true? No, he did. I saw it with my own eyes. He cheap shotted Tasso. Now, with that being said, Tasso, for all those that haven't met him physically or, in person, he's a large fellow. He's like 6'2"-ish. He's a big boy. He's not fat. He's a built guy. He's an aggressive
Great frame.
Great frame.
You could build a house off that frame.
Easily all day. And his hands, it's like shaking a pack of bananas. He's got some big hands.
Hey, you guys like the gorilla monsoon of Greeks.
It's exactly what it is.
You don't want to mess with that. His nickname is Arkuda.
Yeah,
which is Greek for bear.
For bear.
So that's why
I thought it was his back hair that we were talking about, but it's his hands.
It started with the hands.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
Yeah, it started. Because.
But now it's his back.
Well, it's a little bit of both.
So
he might actually be a bear.
Now, what's
that
our
has
claim?
Learned the lexicon of English.
That's very true. I did see him balancing on a ball prior to the game, so I don't know. Now let me say this: what's our claim to fame, you and me? What are we good at, me and you? When we had George Kambosos, boxer extraordinaire.
Look, I'll be the first to admit that it's you a little more than me.
Yeah.
But we are, in tandem, no question, the greatest holdback guys of all time.
All right. So I didn't know that the other team knew this. Okay. So I'm on the bench at this moment. Like I said, minute left in the game.
Think we got listeners there?
And I think we do. And I'll tell you why. Because they put me to the test. Next thing I know, full brawl breaks out during Division J basketball. All right. Brawl. Some guy attacks Tasso. They're coming right at me. Like, the momentum has brought them towards me. Now, quick thing is, I don't run away. Fight or flight? I'm not a flight guy.
No way.
I'm a fight guy.
No way.
And boom, I had to prove it right there, right then. Boom, ripped off the guy off Tasso. Next thing you know, it's Team Greece, Team LS versus, I can't remember the name we were playing. And it was on, baby. It was on like Donkey Kong.
Bench clearing. So
ball.
how many guys were you holding back?
Oh, I basically.
At one time.
I'm not going to lie to you. People got a little frightened the way I ripped off the guy. I think they're a little worried. I'm not trying to pump my own tires, but I think they got a little nervous.
But you know what you know.
I know what I know.
It's not surprising to me because I know you're the best holdback guy in the biz.
So at that moment, I had to change from holdback guy to rip-off guy.
What?
Oh, it was crazy.
You got to be fast on your feet.
So tonight, I got another game. I don't know what to expect anymore.
So hold on. Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
So Tasso comes in 2 weeks ago.
Right.
First time sub.
Yeah.
Drains 3 points like nobody's
all day
business.
long.
Say, who is this guy?
Yeah, who is he?
Then he beats us in the pick'em.
Right.
Then you say, well, we got to bring him back. Yep. I tell you, he's your best player.
Right.
So you tell me he starts a fight, bench clearing brawl.
Yeah.
And then you got to hold it back.
I got to hold
My question to you.
Sure.
Is he still on the call-up list?
He's suspended as of right now. However, yes, Tasso, you have my word. You're still on the call-up list, but the league has technically suspended you.
I think that you stumbled upon the greatest gem on your team.
I think so as well.
Because he can drain the three.
Yeah.
He'll show up when he's needed.
Absolutely.
He'll defend the team.
Heart of a champion.
He'll defend himself.
Absolutely.
This is your MVP.
Yes.
I'm calling it from now.
I'm telling you right now.
You want a sportsfolio?
Boom.
Tasso, MVP of the J League.
the J League Team LS.
Team LS.
That's right.
Boom.
Boom.
Way to
There
go,
it is.
Tasso.
Now, I didn't want to talk. Now, speaking of all-stars, speaking of amazingness.
There's more?
No, think about this. I'm about to segue from Tasso to the greatest game that occurred on Monday night. Did you watch that Monday night game?
That might be the greatest football game I may have ever seen, especially on Monday Night Football.
It was crazy.
It had absolutely everything that anyone could ever want out of a game. Now, my thing is this.
Right.
You know, we talk about the CFL.
Yeah.
They got to be worried here because the CFL prides themselves on the high-scoring, high-octane game.
Right.
Guess what, CFL? There's a new player in town.
But with that being said, you're absolutely right. However, I think it's a cross-promotion. That's what the CFL is like every week. So for those that haven't watched the CFL, that's what you could watch instead of the NFL.
So you're saying this is a win for the NFL, for the CFL?
I think this is a win as long as we're talking about it and telling people to go look at it.
You know what the CFL should do? I just thought about this. What big idiots. How come the CFL never buys? Think how brash this would be if they bought Super Bowl commercials promoting the CFL on NFL time.
First off, I don't think they have enough money to do that.
Okay, so they might have to sell Hamilton.
Like everybody would have to put in $1. Like everybody, and even then, I don't know if they have enough.
Just sell a franchise. Like, do we really need the Argonauts? Toronto doesn't want them.
They don't want them. You're right.
Clearly,
I like where you're going with this. Buy
a Super Bowl commercial. Could you imagine? That's amazing.
You know what? You come up with some great ideas.
Marketing,
this could be the best idea of all time. Now, let's talk a little bit about this Monday night game.
Okay, fair enough.
So you got Mahomes versus Goff. It was an amazing, spectacular. And, for all those, and I'm one of them that says too much offense, I don't like it. The best part of this game was the end because it was all defense towards the last 5. Granted, it took, until the last 5 minutes to watch some defense. But it was, in my opinion, the defense that decided who won this game. So a little too much, I agree. A little too much offense. I'm not. But wow, was that fun to watch? I have to admit, even as I'm not always on the offense.
The reason I say this is the greatest game that I watched, I'll retract and go. Playoffs are a little bit different, but greatest regular season game that I've ever watched because, like you said, the offense was performing at a high octane. The quarterbacks were throwing great. The receivers, the running backs, when they were utilized. Absolutely. I mean, the game changed and they understood that they didn't need to utilize the run as much as both teams normally would. However, the defense was performing at an absolute high octane. One thing to note is that the defense, when they made plays, they were scoring plays. So if you really think about it, if the defense could have made some of the very same plays that they did, but just not scored on them, this game would have been, let's say, a 24-21 game, but with the same type of excitement. It's just that every side of the ball, every position played perfectly.
Yes.
It was so good. I don't know what to say about it.
Well, you know what? And the worst part is that the NFL can't replicate that. Like ESPN executives were high-fiving each other all night. Ratings were, I guarantee you, through the roof. I would even be so inclined to say that those ratings will be just as good as some divisional playoff games. The next thing I'll say is, hey, Mexico, wow, did you guys mess up?
Ooh.
Like, what? Talk about, you didn't know that this was going to be the game. You probably saw it a year and a half ago on your schedule going, LA Rama, Illuminati, and the Chiefs. Garbage.
Kansas City?
What? Shakira wants to perform the night before? Yes, you put her in for 100%. And now look at you guys. Why did you mess up that one? That could have promoted Mexico.
Yeah.
There could have been that stadium holds over 100,000, I believe. It would have been just outrageous.
You know what happened, Mitch?
What?
The Mexicans had a plebiscite. They asked the people,
do
we want
Shakira or NFL?
The NFL game. They're like, well, you know what? The hips don't lie. And that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
You don't leave it up to the people.
Don't leave it to the people.
Nenchi's the mayor.
Nenchi is the mayor of Mexico City.
The mayor of Mexico City as well. That's why this happened.
That's why he's always gone. That's why you can never get him in his office.
Damn you, Mexico.
I'm always calling. He's always out of the office.
Yeah, that's so weird. And I wondered why on the dial it says, for English press 1, for Mexicans press 2. Now I get it.
Exactly.
Now I get it.
Now, From there, we go to. We're not going to talk CFL. We're going to talk about it a little later, but.
Okay.
The CFL is, the city of Edmonton is the host of the CFL this week of the Grey Cup.
Yes.
But something happened in Edmonton just a couple days ago. Big deal. Not so much of a surprise to us Calgarians here, but Todd Mclellan, coach of the Edmonton Oilers, our rivals to the north, if you will, fired after 3 seasons. Big surprise? No surprise.
No surprise.
No surprise.
No surprise for me. Look, how do I put this, Mitch? I feel sorry for him a little bit because his hands are kind of tied.
You think so?
Yeah, in a sense, because he's really, really stuck with this team. You know, the thing I don't like what the Edmonton Oilers did is even right before Todd Mclellan came, they offered ludicrous contracts,
right?
You know, to people. They got rid of Taylor Hall, they got rid of Jordan Eberle, but then they started giving contracts to a lot of people, and then now they got to pay Connor McDavid. He's worth it. They got to pay Draisaitl. So this team really can't make too many moves, right? I personally think that they absolutely overachieved. Now, here's what's happening. They had to let him go because as for the management, look, McClellan's gone now. Not a surprise. The team is underperforming. I don't think the team is that insanely great to begin with, but it should be when you have a player like that, at least a playoff team, right? At least contend to sneak in there. I think McClellan's gone. I think, what's his name? Chiarelli. Yeah, he's going to be gone very quickly, Mitch, too.
I think it was a desperation move. I think he fired him because he wanted to stay a couple of more months.
Before him.
He must really like his new office in that stadium because, he's only got a couple more months.
I'm not surprised.
I'm more surprised. No, I'm not surprised that he got fired. I'm more surprised he lasted as long as he did. Like last year was a full-out disaster. The year before, they actually did make the playoffs.
Yes.
And this year, they started off slow. So, in my opinion, it's like, why now? Like, do you actually think Ken Hitchcock, who they now recently hired, can make that big of a significant? Maybe. He is a bona fide number one guy. He is actually from the Sherwood Park area or just outside of Edmonton. So,
he is,
he's a local guy. So, if anyone's going to make a change, I think it can be him. However, I think you just said it a second ago. Edmonton's team, just top to bottom, is not good. They just suck. So, that's why I'm saying I think Todd was kind of hooped from the day one that he got.
I hate to say it too, but you got to look at the track record, man. This guy's not a winner, right? Like, look what he did in San Jose. I think San Jose kept him way too long over there. You know, like DeBoer at least took him to the final. Granted, they lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins, but at least he finally took him to a final.
Right.
At least made them competitive. McClellan is just not good enough of a coach.
No.
I understand why they bring him in. They saw the first year success, but yeah, you got to think last year when they did terribly, he was fighting for his job. He at least had an argument and said, "Hey, well, it can't be totally me. I mean, the players, like I'm sure he pitched his case and won. But yeah, it's time for him to go. Edmonton is just, I don't know what to say here, man. I really, really don't. They got some great pieces, but man, they just got to. They got to find the right management, right? Yeah. For years, they plagued with the alumni of the Oilers, the old boys club. They ruined the growth of this team. Like this, look, if you can't do anything significant with Connor McDavid on your team, you're wasting his years. You're wasting a lot of people's time.
Wow. I mean, people are paying money to sit in the seats. So on one end, it's profitable for them. But yes,
but they're lucky because Edmonton fans are very loyal.
Absolutely, they are. Sure, and as well they should be. I mean, 5 Stanley Cups later, they think they're going to redo it.
Bet you they would vote for an Olympics.
Now they probably would. Now, speaking of head coaches, I want to tell you a crazy report. Did you see the report on Sunday? Sunday afternoon, I'm sitting on my couch. I'm relaxing. I'm enjoying my day, watching a little NFL. You can't beat it, right? No. All of a sudden, I see this breaking news come across the screen. It says the Cleveland Browns are in discussions with former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
What the hell, Mitch?
About an hour later, she comes out on Twitter and she's like, no, I'm a fan. Yes, love my Browns. She's a Browns fan. But no, I don't think I'm qualified for the head coaching position.
You're hired.
I guess where I'm going with is like we make fun of Cleveland a lot because I mean, and they kind of bring it upon themselves. Here's this report that comes out of nowhere. This Adam Schefter guy, he's a very well-known guy in the NFL field, and he's bringing. But is it that dry right now that they're like making up stories and there's I'm not saying it was a made-up story, but she quickly came back and said, "No, I'm good." And let me ask you this: how far away are we until a lady actually coaches an NFL team? And then the next question is what the hell are the Cleveland Browns doing exactly? How badly does it look on Hugh Jackson right now?
I mean, this just in.
Yeah.
I got a report, Mitch. It's on Twitter. The Miami Dolphins are ready to sign Al Bundy as their starting quarterback.
3 times. 4
touchdowns in one game for Pokai.
Exactly. I know the NFL sometimes, 6 games left in the season, a little light, but guys, come on now.
Going back to answer your question regarding female coaches, how far along is it? I want to be an optimist and say it's coming soon.
Right.
In the next 5 years, we'll see it. But we won't.
No.
I mean, I kind of, again, it's one of those things where I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to eat my words on something like that.
Sure.
But it's just, there's nothing in the pipeline going in. You got to think a lot of these head coaches, they've been either coaching until we start seeing female coaches
more on the sidelines
at the collegiate level.
Sure.
Right. Then we can start making it. But I'll tell you what, at the same time, I don't know if, I don't want to go far down the gender gap, but I mean, do a lot of females try to be coaches for professional sports? I don't know, and I'm not.
That's a good question.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying
there are some. There is a few NFL. Believe it or not, the NFL does employ a few women coaches in the league right now. However, going to the actual topic of Condoleezza Rice, you know what? She held a pretty big position for the United States for a couple of years.
Not bad.
Do I see her as a general manager? Do I see her as a consultant of some kind? Absolutely. There's actually been even indications that she'll be the next commissioner of the league. No joke. There, I see it. I could actually kind of be down with it. But to be the coach, no. To be a coach in the NFL or any sport, you need experience. Mm-hmm. You can't just walk in and start doing that. That's crap. I'm sorry.
I agree
and
with
this
that.
isn't a gender thing. This isn't a whatever thing. This is a reality thing. I'm not going to go and open up a hamburger store if I've never made a hamburger. And long story short, Condoleezza Rice never coached a football game, so she shouldn't be coaching football. Done. Management, yeah, she's
got that. Where
does
you get this story from?
I don't know,
How
man.
does a guy like that report it?
This just in that the Green Bay Packers have now signed Air Bud to be on because we're low on wide receivers. So Air Bud will play next week as well. You guys can put that in your report too. This is just silliness.
Amazing.
Silliness. Absolute silliness.
And he would help.
He would absolutely.
He would help. Right he runs a 40 pretty fast.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Have you seen those
and
paws?
He can jump.
Have you seen those paws? They're catching
Finally,
paws.
we end up our rant session on the biggest event that's coming outside of Black Friday. It's the PGA. It's Tiger versus Mickelson this Friday. Friday.
Live at the Astrodome. No, I don't know.
No, they're playing in Vegas. They're playing $20 pay-per-view. Now, I got 2 questions for you real quick. A,
sold.
Are you going to buy it? And B, what about the fact that it's on Black Friday? Do you think that that's a bad marketing play or a smart marketing play?
The smartest move ever, because let me tell you why.
Okay.
Genius. The PGA.
Right.
And all its handlers in the marketing department.
Sure.
They should lend their services out. Mitch, if you're a PGA goer, if you're a golf goer, if you're a sport goer, and a big sporting event was happening on Black Friday, the hoopla.
Yeah.
Would you not say to your wife, honey, why don't you take the card?
Exactly.
Why don't you go shopping, enjoy yourself? All the while, you have hours upon hours of no disruption for sports. I would argue that the Super Bowl should be on Black Friday.
Wow.
No nag.
Wow.
No nothing.
That's big.
This is as real as locker room talk can get.
That's big.
Smart.
You know what's hilarious?
And you can quantify giving your wife $1,000 to go shopping.
Sure.
so you can take 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 on sports.
Exactly.
Thank you, PGA. You solved the problem.
I think they might have. And think about the two names they got going at it. Tiger and Mickelson for $9 million straight up. So you're into it because, I mean, if you're a bettor or not, you're putting money on the game. You're watching your golf. You're sitting back enjoying a beer. And you know your wife's off. And you're right. Brilliant play.
You know, because we all know come Sunday sports, there's always the interruption.
Right.
And you got to, babe, can we wait till halftime?
Yeah.
Just relax. Give me a sec. I'll get to it. I will empty the dishwasher.
I like it.
I know I said I was going to do it, but take it easy.
Boom.
Okay?
Exactly.
We're in the red zone. Time out.
I love it.
None of that.
None of that.
None of that.
None of it. Dimitri, what do we have on this week?
Holy smokes, man. I could do this for about 4 hours, but we got to talk into the good stuff. You brought it up. I have to start with it here. We are going to talk to CFL. Again,
Yes.
It is the Grey Cup. It is the culmination of Canadian football coming this Sunday. We're talking about that, Mitch.
Beautiful. We're going to talk a little NFL, and we're going to do, obviously, our pick'ems against somebody from the roster that we've handpicked. And P.S., Daniel, we'll get into it, but take it easy, buddy. Take it easy.
Relax, man. I get it. Time out.
Holy moly, man.
Look, the locker room against the roster, not looking good for us. We will get into it. We're also going to get into the Sportfolio.
We're on fire.
Well, we have to.
We have to.
I mean, we want to, maybe we want to take a break, but we got an obligation to make people some serious money.
Exactly. And speaking of obligations, in MAGA MALAKA section this week, it's the Grey Cup. It's the Grey Cup edition. We're going to prove to you why the Grey Cup is as amazing as it really, it needs more pub. We need to pub it more. So we're going to help it in MAGA section.
In the MAGA section.
In the MAGA section.
Does that come now?
No. We got to do that at the end.
We got to do it at the end.
We're going to do CFL right now.
You want to do?
Yeah.
So we could do CFL now.
Right.
Okay, so whoa, Mitch. Mitch.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not falling for it.
You fell for it.
You try. I know what you've been trying. You're on this trend of trying to mess me up, but nothing messes me up because I don't get into anything on this show. And Jeff, cue the music until I give to you the Macro Mind Media metrics of the week. Macro Mind Media metrics of the week. MacroMindMedia.com is the genius behind RealLockerRoomTalk.com. They're also the genius behind Adheadversity, where you can hashtag AskDrRT anything you want on the Instagram page, on the LinkedIn page, on whatever page, on the Craigslist, on the back page, whatever you want. You want a honey and need some answers?
Back page.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've all been there at least one time in our lives, or been there with someone who's made the call and just didn't want to say anything because we condone that behavior. Regardless, Mitch, MacroMindMedia.com, the leader in all things metrics. Let me tell you about metrics. I'm going to throw a number your way, Mitch.
Yeah.
The number is 81.25%. Do you know what that means?
That was my mark in Math 30.
No, it wasn't. Your mark in Math 30 was 38%. I pulled up the transcript. This, however, is better than that. It is the percentage of success rate to date that you and I combined are on Sportsfolio.
Boom.
You want an 81% winner 81% of the times? Come on, you can't get better odds than that.
Can't.
Real Locker Room Talk Sportsfolio, that's a real metric.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I want to say that's all the metrics we got.
That's it.
I mean, do we need anything else? But we won't because we got a whole new world of metrics from agapegreekradio.com, AGAPE Greekradio.com. You can listen to Real Locker Room Talk Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Mitch. It's a glorious thing. We're on the premier Greek network of the world.
It's really good.
Well, why wouldn't we be?
Boom.
Okay?
Yeah.
Again, I said I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it.
What?
But he gets me every time.
Who?
Stan the man. I can't. I don't know what to tell you.
He's overtaken you.
Look, I have notes. I said, don't talk about Stan.
But
you don't need to praise the guy every week. I can't do it.
Stan's great.
Damn you, Stan, in your good work that you do. Next topic.
The best is Stan has no idea that you're saying this.
Zero. None.
That's the best part. Now, you got into a little bit of a song there. Let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
Is it Studio Jim or Jeff that inspires that?
I think it's Aladdin.
You think it was Aladdin?
No, I think it's both. I think it's, look, the guys here are working on something big.
They're every week, the last couple of weeks now.
I think it's Studio Jim and Jeff combined. It's
Right.
Alchemy Studio. It does it to you, man.
It does it.
Okay,
Yeah,
Alchemy is
absolutely
about making the right formula.
Absolutely.
They got the formula here. They're working on a new single right now.
Yeah.
You know, all jokes aside, so I came in.
Yeah.
Jim was singing the song. I started humming to it, Jeff.
Yeah, and that, to his credit, that was a really hurtin' love song kind of song. It wasn't even like one of his more easily accessible, I guess, to the audience kind of songs. But so that's great. You know, it was just a really mellow song with a piano and a classical guitar and Jim's voice, basically.
And he writes all the songs, hey, Jeff?
Most of them, yeah.
Do you guys work on them together? Like, is this a collab, or does he...
It's a little bit of a collab as well, yeah. Like he brings them to me in really raw, rough form, and you know, I'm adding parts and suggesting vocal strategies.
Well, you guys got a good thing going on, man. I got to tell you, this thing was. I'm telling you, I was humming it. I'm like,
no, it's good.
You know, and Studio Jim's got a weird. I don't want to call it weird. It's nice. It's like this country soul.
He's to him. Somewhere right in the middle. Yeah. He's got a lot of country.
He's like if Johnny Cash and Aretha Franklin had a child.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With Silk the Shocker.
Well, yes, exactly. That's exactly
just for the edge.
Just for the edge, exactly. That is a beautiful combination.
Yeah.
Now,
Aretha Franklin.
We got Jeff. Since we got you on the microphone, I didn't want to like bring this up earlier, but I guess since we have you, let's talk about it. Last week, your Bombers. What happened, buddy?
You know, I can't comment on the Bombers' performance. I just hope that Calgary brings it home.
You're more of a Calgary now.
You know what? I was hoping that the Bombers would win, actually.
Because
only because I'm so disappointed in Calgary's performance at the Grey Cup the last couple of years.
Jeff.
I gotta say, I'm kind of losing hope. You know?
Jeff, well said, and thank you for bringing that up. See, Jeff is the setup guy.
Jeff
is the setup guy.
Look, it's Alchemy Studio for a reason.
That's
okay?
right.
The guy's fixing problems.
Here we go. Grey Cup 106 this Sunday in Edmonton. It's the Calgary Stampeders, our local, our everything, versus the Ottawa. I was going to say Renegades. It's not Renegade. It's the Ottawa Redblacks.
Yeah, and you know what? Which is the most creative name out of any sports franchise.
Sure.
Could you imagine being at the marketing table? So what do we call the new expansion?
The Lumberjacks.
Nah, don't like it.
The Politicians.
You know what? No.
The Trudeaus.
The Cabinet.
You know what? No. Can't do that.
The Senators. Oh, wait. We already have a team.
Out. Okay, time out. Hold on. Janelle, what color are uniforms again?
They're red and black.
Red. Oh, my God. Ottawa Redblacks.
Beautiful.
Guys, think about it.
Boom. And they went to lunch.
Yeah,
and there it was.
So what do we owe you for this marketing genius? That's $173,000.
Exactly.
Good job.
Of Alberta's money. We'll get into that in a second. Now, here we go. Dimitri, it's Calgary once again in the Grey Cup Finals versus Ottawa, as we said. Are you optimistic? Jeff, are you optimistic? Will Calgary win? I'm picking Calgary to win, but I have to say there's an asterisk next to that. I am so worried.
Look, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I think Calgary is going to win this game.
Calgary's going to win this game.
Calgary's going to win it.
Why?
Because they have to. They have to.
You know,
they shouldn't come home without the cup. They just should not.
I'm with Jeff on this.
Show
if
up.
They lose this.
Don't come home.
This is the first year that they're going in as not like they're favored in this game, granted.
Yeah.
But I think they're only favored because it's in Alberta. I truly believe if this was more of a Winnipeg or Saskatchewan neutral site, I don't think they would have the 4.5 point spread that they're currently favored at right now. I'm taking Calgary because of what Jeff and you just said. That if Calgary somehow loses this again, this will hurt the Stampeders' legacy very much so.
Is this fair to say?
Yeah.
If Calgary does not win,
right,
are they automatically put in the Real Locker Room Talk mush list?
You know what? Yes, and dare I say, are they the Buffalo Bills of the CFL?
Ooh, that's big. No, I think they have to go to 7 in a row because let's face it, to make the Grey Cup, you really got to beat out 4 guys in each side. You know, like I said, it's literally.
You guys know why it's so disappointing. They were, the season before they were at 15 out of 16 games they won. The season before that it was 14. They only lost 2 or something. And then they could go to the Grey Cup and choke, and the Redblacks.
Exactly.
The Redblacks.
So the Redblacks do have our number. They have beaten us in the past.
But they don't have Henry Burris.
They don't have the Burris.
That's because that was a vendetta game for him.
Smiling Hank.
Yeah, that's right. Take your bras and leave them under the bed where you found them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know you're talking about it. I think he was partying with Oscar De La Hoya.
All right. So now Calgary is up against a juggernaut right now. Did you watch that Ottawa game last week?
Look, when you want to talk about a shit kicking to get to the final,
absolutely.
Forget about it. This was not even a game. This was the equivalent of if the Los Angeles Illuminati played Kansas City, but Kansas City thought they were on the same side the whole game as the Illuminati. Oh, wait, we're supposed to go the other way?
Trevor Harris last week was unconscious. 29 for 32, 367, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. That, it doesn't matter, CFL, NFL, arena football, college, I don't care what you... That standpoint. Is unbelievable. Did Hamilton know that that was a game, or did they think that was practice last week?
Oh, they came.
Well, they were there. I saw them there.
Right.
But I don't think they knew what to do. Like, is Trevor Harris that good, or was Hamilton that bad? I guess we're going to find out come this Sunday. But Calgary, watch out, because that is a pretty impressive performance.
Mitch, where does that stack up in performances of all time? So, look, on a statistical standpoint, it is up there for maybe the greatest, guaranteed one of the greatest. But because it's the CFL, does it get to break the kind of the all-time, let's say, top 5 barrier?
It should. I'm not going to lie to you. Look, man, we talk about in the States, which is the hubbub of all football, let's call it what it is, the mecca of football. They talk about a lot of their college games, and they'll use a college game as an example of some of the greatest games. So if you're going to use college football, then you should use CFL. Warren Moon, Doug Flutie, Joe Theismann. There's some big names that have come out of the CFL and have played. This performance has to be top 3, if not the best, because, 29 for 32, 367, 6 touchdowns. Look, Mahomes last week threw 6 touchdowns on Monday. He threw 6, but he also had 3 interceptions and a couple of lost fumbles, I believe. He had just as many turnovers as he has touchdowns. So that's how hard this game is, you guys. Jokes aside, that was an beyond impressive performance.
I look at it, again, on a pound-for-pound list. Relativity. A performance like this does not always happen in the CFL. Okay, and what I mean by that is it is equally as good, and I'm with you. I look at this as for sure top 3.
Yeah.
I would argue that outside of maybe a champion, like an exceptional championship winning game with high numbers, on a performance standpoint, you should put this as maybe the greatest performance of all time, because it doesn't happen every week in the CFL.
No, it doesn't.
Quarterbacks do not frequently throw for 6 touchdowns. They don't frequently throw for over 90% completion rate. They don't frequently do these kind of numbers. On a CFL standpoint, this was a rarity.
Yeah,
okay, so the equivalent would be this in the NFL as well. And I really don't think anyone has done it like this in the NFL.
Exactly.
So if you're going to say that Mahomes or Goff is that much better of a quarterback than this gentleman, well then he should execute.
Absolutely.
If that's the case. So I got to put it in there. I liked what he did. Will he continue to do it? Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
But does he have to? Maybe not. The pressure's all on Calgary.
It's all on Calgary.
But I do think it's favorable that the game's in Alberta. I think they do got that chip on their shoulder. And I think that it's just, they just got to really take control of the entire game and have no mercy. Just stop playing with fear. Stop with these last-minute, stupid plays. Okay?
Absolutely.
Just stop it.
I'll say one thing. Look, Bo Levi, in my opinion, our quarterback here in Calgary, has been the best player in the CFL since he's come in. So, Bo, do what you do best, man. Sit back, relax, play your game, and this game will be yours. Done. End of the conversation.
This guy could have, in my opinion, an NFL contract staring him in the face.
Absolutely.
If he could just pull the trigger on a couple of these games. I'm telling you, the Stamps have lost out on a dynasty. They could be the New England Patriots under Dave Dickinson of this decade.
Absolutely.
They can.
They just need to win a couple of more. That's it. And Bo, just relax. Sit back. We're going to talk about you in Sportfolio. Don't worry about it.
Timeout.
The pressure's on, granted. But you know what? Great quarterbacks rise to that.
That's
you
right.
are a good enough quarterback.
You're not no Levi.
Exactly.
You're Bo Levi.
You're Bo Levi.
Okay.
Now, there's our little spiel for CFL. We are pumped about it. Grey Cup in MAGA MALAKA section. You'll see why the Grey Cup might be better than the Super Bowl. You'll find out why.
Shut your mouth.
Now, before we get to that, we do have to talk about the juggernaut, the marketing marvel that is the NFL. We can't stop talking about it. I'm sorry, guys.
The Thanos of the sports world.
It really is. It's got all 7 rocks or whatever that thing is, right?
Infinity stones, okay?
Whatever.
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
Look, he's wearing jewelry.
It is.
He's wearing bracelet. It's like a hand. What is that?
It's a gauntlet, Mitch.
It's a
It's
glove.
a gauntlet.
It's a glove with
No, it's a
rocks on it.
gauntlet.
It's a gauntlet.
A gauntlet.
You can drink out of that.
No, that's a goblet.
Ah,
A goblet you drink out of.
right.
The gauntlet.
Right.
That's the glove.
The glove.
But it's not a glove. It's a step up. It's a gauntlet. It
a
demands a
gauntlet.
little respect.
Got it.
Yeah.
And little R.I.P. to Stan Lee.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I mean,
Like, I'm not a comic book guy like you, but I like that guy. You know what? For his age, what a nice man. He
Does he
seems
not
so
look relaxed?
so energetic. I was actually surprised he passed that. He didn't look sick or anything. So a little.
he had a health scare.
And again, I
about
think
a
we're
year ago.
stepping on F words situation.
Are we? We talk comics, we talk movies, and we talk sports.
Sorry, guys.
We're so selfish.
We are.
Leave some for G.
We're trying to get a little
man.
piece of everything
The guy's
right
a
now.
Lufa winner.
Yeah, he is. Sorry, guys.
I guess
Sorry,
the fix is in. You're not winning next year.
Exactly. Now, here we are in the NFL.
Bringing it to you, the F word loofah of the Nugs.
Did you know that there's literally so the Thanksgiving games start tomorrow, but we are 6 weeks away till playoffs. There's only 6 more games until the NFL is over.
It comes by fast, Mitch.
So we are almost like, let's call it 3/4 done to some degree, right? My question to you is now, if it's Thanksgiving dinner, you're sitting at the table and you got a drumstick, the best piece right here, and you have to give it out to either Drew Brees, Jared Goff, Mahomes. Who are you giving it to?
Look, man, if I got to give the drumstick
Or Gurley. Ooh, Gurley.
Ooh.
Gurley too.
If I got to give the drumstick to anybody this year, to me, it's Drew Brees.
Really?
That guy is unstoppable at this moment, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to throw the call in it from now.
Sure.
I love the Illuminati. I love the Chiefs. I love everything about it. The 2 9-1 teams collide.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost. I mean, we're talking craziness that's happened. However, the New Orleans Saints, for me, are the Super Bowl champions to beat this year. Calling it from now.
Whoa.
It's a train that I don't know can be stopped. Too much.
You know what? Who am I giving the drumstick to? I'm going, you know me, because I love my punters. I'm going off the grid. Do you know who I give it to? Coach McVay. I'm going to tell you why. Why this guy might deserve the NFL. I'm giving you. Let me follow this. I'm doing it. Let me just say my piece. Can I just say my piece? Can I just say my piece?
No, you can't. Hold on. You're telling me.
Yeah.
You're like, Dimitri, who do you give the drumstick
That's
to?
right.
This is how you're so shitty.
Why?
You're a shitty guy.
Okay.
Do you
What?
give it to Mahomes, Brees, Goff, or Gurley?
Right.
Okay, well, I choose one.
Yeah.
Well, I give it to Brees. And I'd still give it to Brees. And then you're like, well, I'm going to go off grid.
I'm going
You're
off grid.
Such a baiter.
Why?
It's so bad when you get.
Why are you so upset
No,
about
but
it?
why would you set me up like that?
No, it's not a setup.
Why can't you let me have a chance at McVay?
Okay, you want McVay?
Because you want to look smart. No,
I do. I'm
'cause
going to tell you
wanna
why.
look smart.
I do.
You do
But
the segue.
who put the itinerary together? I don't see you working on the itinerary. I work on the itinerary.
It's your
I'm
job.
putting the notes down.
It's your job.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
You're tired.
I'm tired.
I've been doing Macromind Media metrics of the week for 58 straight weeks. And Devin,
You were in Greece. You were in Greece.
Yeah, but
and I sucked
for
at
2
it.
weeks.
You left me alone for 2 weeks.
You were
and I had to do it.
You were at the 4. I can't deal
Yeah, but
with
you're
your
good at
craziness.
that. You're good at that.
I can't deal with your craziness. Anyways, I'm proud to do it. I love to do it. I wouldn't give it to you if I had the chance. The point is don't talk about being tired, Mitch. And that's a
Do your
terrible
wives?
maneuver.
All right, fine.
Do your wives ever get jealous of your relationship?
Oh, it's so crazy.
Actually, they do.
You should have seen his eyes right now. They're like bloodshot red. Like, relax.
I can't have.
Okay, take it easy. I'm just saying.
Mitch,
it must be the gout is attacking his
you
eyes
are
now.
such a
I don't know
deflector.
what to say anymore.
Mitch, you're the guy that would steal candy from a baby and then call all your friends and be like, guys, Dimitri stole candy from a baby. It was crazy.
A, yes, and B, yes. Both, yes. Of 100%.
You're so
all right, fine. Here.
Anyways, okay.
I'll
No,
to
pick
appease-
McVay.
I am picking McVay because I'm going to tell you this. The LA Ram Illuminati a couple years ago were the worst offense of all time.
Yes.
Here comes this 32-year-old, I don't even know, millennial quarterback, head coach out of nowhere. And this team is throwing the ball like it's as though he came up with throwing. It's like he came up with passing in the NFL. It was crazy to watch Like, how are these guys getting that open? How?
I don't know.
Like, obviously a player has to win it, and I'm 100% behind you. Breeze is on a freight train to winning the MVP. There's no one near him. Not Gurley, not Goff, not Mahomes. It's Breeze all day. Will I join you with the Super Bowl talk? No. But McVay deserves to be in the MVP talk. That's all I'm going to say. Now,
any more surprises in your bag of tricks?
No, there's no more.
Do we have a special guest coming on that I don't know about right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, to the locker room. All right, listen, we got a little long. We gotta bring it back.
Let's move forward.
Last week, me and you, we've decided to join forces. It may not sound like it 2 seconds ago.
We do so good. We do so good on our own.
Yeah.
Combined.
Wow.
We're like the greatest tag team on the planet Earth.
I used to think so.
We're like the Legion of Doom.
Until we ran into Daniel.
Oh.
Hey, Daniel, when you were working with Dimitri, did he say something about your mother? Because holy crap, did you kick the crap out of us this week?
I took this personally, Daniel. I took it personally.
What?
I don't know.
Did you say something?
Okay, maybe I paid him below the minimum wage. Maybe. But what was I supposed to? I had external pressures.
Dude, the guy didn't boot kick us. He literally beat us up and down the street.
Okay.
Up and down. And so I went to his Facebook page to see, is this some gargantuan human being? You know, he's an average size guy. He killed us. I've never seen a beating like that in my life.
I mean, he decided, it wasn't even to win. He
wasn't even to win.
And I think it was personal. I think it was
it was personal.
It was a personal
and
attack.
I was part of it. There was no holding back there. I couldn't hold him back.
You're good.
I'm sorry. I let him go.
But I don't blame you, Daniel. I'm sorry.
So
I don't know what I did, but please, never again. But you know what, Daniel? You're not getting off the hook, Palomino.
Whoa.
Because
you want a rematch?
I want a rematch.
Well, be careful. You're on your own on that one.
No, Mitch, you're in.
I'm in?
You're in.
All right, fine.
Rematch. You name the week. Daniel, you
got
name
6 more. You decide, Daniel.
You decide.
Think you're a big man beating up 2 guys in a podcast?
Oh,
We're a big
look
man.
at me.
Look at
I'm
you.
in the hot sunbed of California, just basking in all
over in Chico, California. I found out,
and Chico, where Aaron Rodgers is from. Personal too.
Personal.
Think about what he's doing to us.
Yeah,
and he took Seattle.
Yeah,
he's in Chico.
And
he takes Seattle.
You got some balls there, Daniel. You got some balls.
Motherfucker.
All right. So, Daniel, if you didn't catch on to it, beat us sideways. Roster, you're up 2-0. Here we go. We're into week 3, and I called upon the guy with the biggest mouth that I know, the guy that wants to beat us more than anyone. So we have to. If there's only one win we make, it's got to be this week.
Is it Bobby the Brain Heenan?
It's even worse. It's my brother Nick.
Oh!
It's Nick versus me and you. Nick has put his picks in. He's busy because he's at the home of the 10-cent chicken wing tonight.
Wednesdays and Saturdays. And don't forget to try the pizza.
Yeah, check it out.
If you're not there on wing night,
I don't know what you're doing. Hey, check it out.
Time out.
Here we go. Thursday night, we start. Dimitri, Chicago at Detroit. Nick's the guest. We'll go with Nick. Nick has taken Chicago.
You know what? I think, like we talked about, Trombone Trubisky just came up with that nickname. You're welcome.
I like it.
You're welcome. We're marketing guys.
Sure.
He's not going to be playing. I kind of think Detroit at home only because Detroit, if you look at the history behind the Thanksgiving weekend, they like to perform. I like Detroit, Mitch.
I'm going to go with you just because I want to go against my brother. In the second game of tomorrow's great Thanksgiving festivities.
Is this going to be another vendetta loss against us? Like I had Daniel.
Yeah. Oh, this could be big.
Uh-oh.
This is big. This is family right
Chalk it to a loss.
Here we go. Washington at Dallas. Nick, this is a no-brainer. Nick's a huge Dallas fan. Nick has Dallas.
Mitch, I think I like Dallas on this one, too. They got great momentum going into this game.
And especially, no offense, Alex Smith. Hope you're feeling better because that was a pretty gruesome injury. Atlanta at New Orleans.
Damn you, Atlanta. Saints.
Nick has also taken the Saints. We go into Sunday. Cleveland at Cincinnati.
What do you think?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You don't think so? You don't think that...
You know what? No, we are going to do it. No, wait a minute. It's actually 2 teams that I don't know what we're doing right now. I actually don't know. It doesn't matter. Nick took it too.
Let's take Cleveland.
Yeah. Cleveland. Nick is also taking Cleveland. Seattle at Carolina. Carolina, 2 straight losses.
Carolina, 2 straight losses, not looking great. Seattle starting to kind of come up.
Something.
However, I want to take the Panthers at home, Mitch.
Yeah, I hate to admit it. They got to get out of this funk. We're taking Carolina. Nick has also taken Carolina. In a fun, exciting game, it was last year's playoff game, Jacksonville at Buffalo. Bills Mafia.
You know,
Oh, we're doing it.
The history.
Oh, we're doing it. Yes, we are.
Are we?
We are.
Are we?
Look at me. We're doing it. We're doing it. Nick is taking Jacksonville. It's okay, Nick. We're taking Buffalo.
That's for you, Chris T.
We're doing it. Oakland at Baltimore.
I got no fit. Give me Baltimore.
Yeah, Nick's got Baltimore as well. San Francisco at Tampa Bay.
Tough game to call here,
Don't
Mitch.
you dare look at me like that. Don't you dare.
Tough game to call.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
The Fitzy's back.
No, Winston's starting this week, I think. Yeah. That's why we have to go San Fran. They don't know what they're doing over there. Screw it. Let's take Tampa Bay, baby.
Tampa Bay.
Nick also took Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
The New York Giants at the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. P.S. Thanks, Philly. Way to show up last week.
So, for all of you that followed Sportsfolio last week, I just want you to know,
Yeah.
I said that Philly would cover the spread.
Right.
Okay, you didn't get what
You
I was
didn't
saying. You
understand.
didn't get it. The spread was -9 for Philly.
9.
I said that they would cover they would only
they'll
get like
close to
under
that
9
number.
points.
Yeah, right.
Not 9 in
Not 9, like,
in
yeah.
relation to
No,
New Orleans.
like, close,
Just they'll
not there.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
get the 9. Like
Right.
they'll get inside that 9. They'll cover.
Shame on you, Philly. Shame on you.
Terrible.
Giants or Philly, though?
This is a really weird game. Like a part of me wants to say Giants. That you know what, they got some momentum here, but
Yeah.
I got to take Philly. at
I'm with
home.
you
I
on
can't
this
fall
one.
that trap.
That's where Nick has separated himself. He has taken the Giants.
Oh, that's why he's the younger brother. I get it now,
exactly.
Nick. Thank you.
Exactly. New England at the New York Jets.
Ooh, really weird, tough divisional game. But how do we go against the Archangel even on the road here, Mitch?
You can't. And Nick also agrees with us. He's taking New England as well. Arizona, big win last week. Oh, no, wait, they lost. Arizona at the Chargers. Chargers lost to Denver. What's up with that?
Yeah, but different. Did you see what was it? Keenan Allen who turned around and goes, "Denver sucks."
Oh, he's gonna get beats for that
Flat
later.
out said Denver sucks. We got to take the Chargers here, Mitch.
Yeah, Nick has also taken the Chargers. Miami at Indianapolis. Nick has taken Indy.
Nick's taking Indy.
He sure did.
Oh, Nick, what a rookie move! It's your week on.
It's
the
like the
pick
first
of-
time you've ever listened to the podcast.
Oh my goodness, took you 58 episodes. You see, Nick, we just set this up. It's like a game of t-ball because Jeff, cue the music.
Oh my
Right now,
God.
Nick, you got to understand that when you're playing in the big leagues, you got to play with the big dogs, and that's why we're taking the Miami Dolphins as the money-making
5-star
pick of the week. That's right. Snowflake is back from Ace Ventura 1. Ray Finkel is in jail. Einhorn's a man, and the Miami Dolphins are going to win.
We got it
this week.
Beautiful. That's what this is all about,
It
roster.
comes down to this.
This is it.
At the end of the day, Mitch, we have this.
Exactly. Speaking of teams that are up and down, Pittsburgh at Denver.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. I just can't buy that Denver momentum.
You can't.
I still got to go with Pittsburgh, Mitch.
Well, guess what? This is where I got to give props to the little guy. Nick has taken Denver
Hold on. You call Nick the little guy?
the little guy. Nick has taken Denver. I kind of like that pick. I think Pittsburgh. I don't know.
He's fallen into the trap.
Ben is in the the thin air out in Denver. He doesn't look like he's physically gifted from the. He's not the most ripped player out there.
I mean, he's not. You're not a.
It looks like he's packing walnuts constantly.
Right.
I like Nick's pick, but Pittsburgh will win this one.
Yeah.
In the Sunday night game, it is the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings.
Mitch, I don't know what to say here. I mean, every part of me wants to say, the Packers are on tilts, or on tilt. The Vikings are the Vikings. But I got to tell you, I could never in my life do any pick 'em. I don't care how biased it is. I will not pick the purple team.
Never.
Over the Pack.
Well,
Put
guess
the
what?
Packers down.
My brother he knows who I go for. And on purpose, he's challenges. We don't need any other game. This is the one. This is the one.
And we make up the rules. So, Nick, if we win this, we win by default.
Exactly.
The whole thing.
Exactly. So, obviously, we have Packers. Nick's got Vikings.
Yeah.
And in the Monday Nighter, last week, you had the LA Ram Illuminati versus the Kansas City Chiefs in the greatest Super Bowl Monday night game of all time. It's the Tennessee Titans at Houston.
What a great follow-up. I mean, this is where the NFL, good for you. Let's take the Houston Texans, Mitch. They're on a roll here.
All right, there's enough disparity. There's not going to be a tie. It's you, me, versus Nick. Good luck. You're going to need a little brother.
Good luck, Nick.
You're going to need it. Now, speaking of that, we got to go straight into SportsFolio. Dimitri, who do you like this week?
I'm going to go through it pretty fast here. Number one, I want to look at the New Orleans Saints game, and I just want to say, in any portfolio, you got to have that very for sure game. That's
Nice.
It's
like bank stocks.
Yeah, it's like the fixed income portion of your portfolio, right? Not high risk, but just get you a little something over
Get a
the
little
top.
taste.
Take the New Orleans Saints on the money line to start the SportsFolio. Now, I want to go into a bit of a long shot, not by our standards, but by the Bet World standards. Right now, the Miami Dolphins straight up on the money line are a plus 310. I like this move, okay? So be diligent with your bets in terms of what you're going to put on the money line and what you're going to hedge against this long shot, if you will. Now, I want to get into the CFL. Very football themed. Big things are happening. I'm so confident in the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah.
That roster, I want you to bet the over. I want you to bet the Stamps to cover.
What?
And I want you to bet the Stamps on the money line as well. Package it.
Did you
all
just
up.
trifecta that game?
This is the trifecta of the CFL world. All money on the Stamps. It's going to hit. This is the year.
I just karate kicked in the air.
You legitimately karate kicked
I
the air.
karate kicked in the air.
Holy smokes.
That is big.
Wow.
And I want you to add this little tidbit. Here are my picks. Grab Buffalo plus the 5 points. Grab Oakland plus the 11 points. And you know what? I like my little brother's pick. I don't care. Take Denver plus the 3 points. It's thin air. Ben's going to be sucking air all night. We're still going to win. Don't get me wrong, Dimitri. But I like the home dogs. These are all home dogs. I like it.
On the points.
Take the points.
Great.
Take the points.
Love it.
Love it.
Wow.
Football all day, all week.
81.25%. We're not talking out of our ass over here. We're talking from the brain.
That's right. Now, here we go. We're at the end, Jeff. We're at the end.
Holy
It's MAGA MALAKA, but this week I said, you know what? We're doing CFL. We're talking a little more CFL than we've ever talked, really, ever, to be honest. Dr. Ryan Todd would be super proud right now.
Well, kind of, because we didn't bring the Rough Riders in. Well,
true.
I guess we kind of just did, so you're welcome.
True. Good point. Actually, it's in the list. Maybe he'll forgive us. Here we go.
Excellent.
Now, what's going to happen here is I'm going to give you – a lot of people don't believe in the CFL. They don't think it's the greatest product out there. You know, in hindsight, I get a little nostalgic. From Canada, born and raised in Canada, I like the CFL. And I love this. I have to admit, I do enjoy the Grey Cup.
I do too.
Okay?
I'm always watching the Grey Cup.
So here's some reasons I want you and Jeff to tell me, MAGA or MALAKA.
Okay.
Okay? These are some great things that are out of the CFL. I think they're good things, but maybe I'm wrong. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. You said it earlier. The Grey Cup is technically the oldest sports trophy in the continent. MAGA or MALAKA?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Yeah, MAGA. It does matter. They got to promote it a bit more, though.
Yeah. Jeff, you like it?
They ought to be prouder of that.
Man, a few words today. It's about the game. It's not the one thing about the CFL, I truly believe that. I read this and it's about the game. It's not about the production. It's not about who the halftime show is. It's not about the commercials. Do you like that? It's literally about the football game, not the production behind it.
I gotta say MALAKA because
What?
I love the theatrical.
Really?
Yes, I love the halftime show. I love the pregame. I love the whole thing. So I will say MALAKA. I wish they took a little bit more of the NFL book there.
Jeff, what do you like there? Do you like that it's a game or do you want more production out of the CFL?
They could make it look a little prettier, eh? Oh. Hey, You know, you got to hand it to the NFL. Their production is amazing.
But that's the thing. That's the whole thing.
Right?
People, I guess, are tuning in. What does it show you? That it's not about the game. It's about what is that 30-second commercial buying you these days?
No, it is about the game. Look, they give production where the production is at halftime. But other than that, it's all game time.
So CFL, you've heard it. Jeff and Dimitri, they need a little more production out of you. And we got the guys.
Step your game up.
That's right,
exactly.
Jeff.
All right. Now, this is the one thing I love. I'm calling it a MAGA all day long. I love the fact that the CFL, the Grey Cup, is played in any city. It's in the NFL, if you don't know, or you do know, it's literally always played in either a dome or hot weather cities. It doesn't matter. Edmonton could be minus 15 come Sunday. It might be plus 10. Doesn't matter. It could be Winnipeg minus 30. It doesn't make a difference. I love that they play in the elements full MAGA. Do you like it?
MAGA. And you know what? I want to go one step further. I think it should be played anywhere in Canada. So you know what? I want to see that CFL in Whitehorse, Yukon. Boom! I want to see it along the coast of Hudson Bay. The Baffin Islands. Damn it, I want to see it in Antarctica, and we don't even own that continent.
I don't think we have that one.
But I want it there too. Canada, smart enough.
Here we go. Jeff, what do you like?
You know, whatever doesn't kill you makes you a Canadian. I love it.
Jeff, here's one for you. Here's one for Dr. Ryan Todd. The 13th man, MAGA or MALAKA?
Yeah, no, MALAKA, because it costs you Grey Cups.
Watermelons don't mean shit if you put 13.
All right, there's a couple of small traditions. I'm sure there's a few more. I just don't know of them. There's the melon heads. Right? The guys that wear the watermelons on their heads. And then every CFL final, there's a Calgary contingency that goes to wherever city it is, and they literally walk a horse into one of the hotels. It's like a traditional thing. Do you like this? Do you like the tradition of the CFL?
Look, I think in an age of inclusion, I'm just wondering why the hotels wouldn't grant a room to the horse. This is tragedy. So MAGA for bringing the horse in.
MAGA it is. Love it. Love it.
You know, the horse is like the Jesus, just
absolutely.
Getting kicked out from the innkeeper.
Couldn't agree more.
Terrible.
Here we go. Last one. You got NFL rules versus obviously the Canadian rules. I actually love the CFL rules. I know it sounds crazy. I always talk NFL, but I actually prefer the CFL rules over the NFL rules. So MAGA for me.
For the most part, I'm going to agree with you, MAGA, because I'm telling you, if the caliber of athletes in the NFL played the CFL style rules, man, you would have extremely exciting games at the highest level. That's my opinion.
There it is. Jeff, what do you like?
Yeah, the CFL rules. It makes you move. You got to do something or you get out.
That's right.
You got to make your downs.
Boom, boom. Hit it up.
You know, in an age of quarterbacks that we have now, and the emphasis that are on these quarterbacks,
yes.
Imagine right now if guys like Breeze, Rodgers, Brady, Mahomes, Goff were forced to throw even more than they do right now. I mean, we're talking a whole different level of football.
Let's do it up. I like this idea. Well, there it is. Guys, I got to run once again because I got a basketball game. I got to go break up fights. Yep. I got to go pump on my boys on the bench. Right. I got to do it all. But this has been a great podcast.
This has been, dare we say, I know our wives are going to make fun of us, but is this the best podcast all time? So Episode 58, it's in the books. Not only that, it's in Podbean, reallockerroomtalk.podbean.com, reallockerroomtalk.com, the Facebook channel, the Instagram channel, any channel, it's all there. But anyways, we want to say thank you to the greatest people of all time, Macromind Media, Alchemy Studio, Agape Greek Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure, Mitch. Amazing podcast, and we will not go 0-3 to the roster. You better watch out. Sorry, Nick, but your time is up. But until then, we got to hit the shower.
And happy Thanksgiving to all the American downloaders. Happy Gobble Gobble Day.
Happy Gobble Gobble Day.
And watch out on Black Friday.
And apparently, McVay is an option.
And McVay is the MVP of the NFL.
It's so shitty. I hate you.
Why? Why do you get so mad?
It's not gonna get you're setting me up for absolute failure.
Why? How's that failure? It's my opinion.
No, because you're trying to make yourself look so smart at my expense. It's terrible.
I don't actually do it like that. I don't actually mean to.